Hello, Madeline. Welcome to our class. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm good, and you?
Okay, I'm happy to listen to you. Well, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Are you ready for our class?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, very good. Okay, let me text your classmates on the WhatsApp group and then we can start our class. Well, tell me, how was your day? What did you do today?
And today I start early to my work, and tomorrow I have a evaluation, so I have to read uh, about the exam for eh, fertilidad. No sé cómo se dice.
Okay, fertility.
Eh, fertility of men. So I have a evaluation about that.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So, well, I hope you have a great result in your exam.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Let's see, Kevin is here. So hello, Kevin. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good.
Okay,
And you?
nice to listen to it. I'm fine today. Thank you for asking. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on time. Okay, Marilyn, Kevin, thank you for being on time. We are going to start, everybody. I'm really happy, guys, to tell you that today we have a practice class. As you know, yesterday and on Monday and yesterday we were talking about some important grammar, and today we are going to, we are going to practice, to have a speaking practice about those topics. And of course, everybody, tomorrow we finish this level. So that's really good to know, everybody, that tomorrow we have our last class. And we will have a short review about the things that we learned in this level. And also we will have a short practice. Okay, so guys, try to come tomorrow and practice a little bit more. Now, everybody, to start with our class, I want to share my screen with you. Just give me a second. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, everybody, today we have an important question related to some activities that we will do in a moment. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but guys, if you can see screen, my screen, I'm sorry, you will see that we have the question. What is the last place you visited? You can tell me, everybody, a specific place you went to. For example, the name of that place. You can tell me that you went to Apusunga, that you went to Multiplaza, that you went to, I don't know, guys, that you went to Lempa River. So you went to a place. Or you can tell me a place in general. For example, you can tell me, I went to a mall, I went to the cinema. Okay, so tell me about that. What was the last place? What was the last place you visited? We will start with, well, ladies first. So Madeline, you will be my first volunteer in this opportunity. Tell me, what was the last place you visited?
For my vacation, I just have 2 days on holiday because the other day I had to work. So on Thursday, I went to place that name is Mandala in La Libertad. So is a place to is obviously a beach, but in the place are You can stay here at the night or just the past day. Eh, I like it because the place have bungalows that
Mm.
you can stay here to sleep, and it's very relaxing.
Okay, that sounds interesting. It looks like it was an amazing place. So, the name of the place you mentioned it's Mandalas, right?
Mandala Eco Village.
Okay, it sounds really good. So, I have listened about that place, but I have never gone. Okay, it sounds good. So, thank you for sharing. Did you take did you swim in the pools? Do they have pools? Yes, right?
Yes, yes, teacher.
Okay, pretty
They
good. Thank
have
you.
a it's a little, but have a pool and a little like jacuzzi.
Okay, so it sounds more interesting. That's good. Okay, thank you for sharing, Marilyn, about this place and well, some good things that you found in Mandala Eco Village. Okay, let's see, Kevin. What was the last place you visited? Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Yaki. I'm here.
Okay, what was the last place you visited?
And the last place was the Hotel de Cameron.
Oh.
It was an interesting place, but yeah, a very tired uh, tour, almost 2 hour of drive. It's very far.
Okay, I can see it. Okay, but was it a great time with your? Was it a great
Uh,
time?
yes, it was a great time. There was a lot of pool, and the sea is almost near, and there's a good food. There's a lot of food, different food, Indian food, and
Okay.
another kind of food that I don't remember, but I is a lot of food in the hotel.
Okay, well, that sounds interesting. I hope you, well, you mentioned that you have a great time over there, even though it's tired. But you spent a good time. Did you go with your family?
Yes, my my daughter, my my wife, and my sister, they went with me.
Okay, pretty good. So I could say that it was a great time because you could spend time with your family. And that's the most important thing, okay? So thank you for sharing, Marilyn and Kevin, about the good places you visited, well, some days or some time ago. So today, guys, I ask you about this because we will focus our last activity, our speaking activity, guys, will be focused on these things, okay, in places. So try to think about places and we will check how we will develop or how we will do our activity. Right now, everybody, we have to practice the topics that we study this week. As you remember, on Monday, everybody, let's make a short review of this. On Monday, we study modal verbs. We study modal verbs about permission, about obligation, obligation, and about prohibition. Okay? Do you remember, Kevin, what are the modal verbs that we studied?
Uh, Permission it was can
And
and could.
not really, but it's possible. Okay, we didn't study could, but it's possible. Okay, do you remember
May
any other? May, okay, it's also
may
possible.
and be allowed.
Excellent, be allowed to. Okay, so we study, well, on Monday we study mainly can and be allowed to, okay? But could and may are also good options to talk about permission. Then we talk about obligation. Marilyn, do you know what are some modal verbs or verbs that we can use to talk about evaluation? I'm sorry, to talk about obligation?
Uh, have to,
Ah, very good. And what is the other?
must,
Okay, must. We didn't talk about this, but it's also for obligation. That's good. Do you remember any other?
should.
Should is not for obligation. In that case, it's for advice. So we will omit it, okay? But another verb or modal verb that we can use, everybody, is have got to, okay? Have got to, which is the same as have to, everybody. The only difference is that have got to is more for necessary things, okay? Obligations, but because it's necessary. And also because it's more often used in UK, in the United Kingdom, okay, in British English, have got to. Then have to, everybody, is the common expression that we use mostly in American English and to talk about obligation. Now, let's focus on prohibition. What are the modal verbs that we use for prohibition? What do you think? Kevin?
Can't,
Oh, very good, Madeline. Can't. And what is the other one?
Be not allowed to.
Excellent. Be not allowed to. And that's it, okay? At least this week, everybody, we only use these modal verbs, or this on Monday, we only use these modal verbs to talk about these three uses: permission, obligation, and prohibition. Remember that if we are talking about something that you have authorization to do, we use these modal verbs. If you know, guys, that it's required, you are talking about obligation. So if you don't have it or you don't do it, so you are not doing, okay, so you are not doing something in the correct way. That's why it's obligation. So you don't have any other option, guys. Or you do it, or you do it, okay? And then the prohibition. That prohibition, guys, things that you don't have to do, okay? Something that have restrictions. Then everybody, yesterday we talked about the adverbials of probability. Do you remember what are the adverbials of probability? A little bit.
maybe,
Okay, maybe, very good. That is the most common word that we can use when we are not sure about something. But what are some other words that we can use?
her, purpose,
Perhaps, nice job. Another one, Kevin, what do you think?
Uh, um,
There is one that
I
starts with
forget.
with the letter P. There is one that starts with the letter P. What do you think? Remember that we are talking about probability. So which is another adverb of probability that you remember? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Yes, Marilyn?
Eh, probably
Very good. So we
or
have, uh-huh.
possibly.
Very good. We have probably and possibly. So that's right. Okay, remember that when we use probably or possibly, we are talking about 50% of probability. And then we have the last two adverbs of probability that we learned yesterday, and they are definitely and certainly. Okay, certainly. Yesterday, guys, we stopped a little moment speaking about this adverbs of probability, guys, and we spend a short time speaking about clearly and obviously. But remember that when we use clearly and obviously, they are not, I want to clarify this, everybody, clearly and obviously are not in the platform. So you will not find clearly and obviously on the platform. So if you haven't completed the activities from the platform, sorry, you will not see clearly and obviously. You will only find maybe, perhaps, probably, definitely, and certainly. That's it, okay? Then possibly, maybe you will not find it. And clearly and obviously, of course, you won't find it, okay? So remember that clearly and obviously it's used when we want to emphasize that some information that you know it's true or that you are sure about that information. For example, yesterday I gave you an example and it was obviously, they are going to get married. Okay? So, and I asked you yesterday, how do you know that they are going to get married? Oh, because they are in the marriage proposal. So it's the boy asking, will you marry me? That's an example, okay? Then, oh, because they invite me to their wedding. So now you see that we have, or sorry, we are sure about some information. That's the use of clearly and obviously. As I mentioned, guys, this is for your information because on the platform, it's not possible to see this or to use it in some examples. But now, remember, guys, that when we are talking about probability, we can use this kind of adverbs. Also, guys, remember that there is a specific tense to use these adverbs. They can be in examples in simple past. We can use them in examples in simple present, in present progressive, in future, going to or will, also in present perfect. So it doesn't depend on tense. It depends on the probability or the prediction that we are doing. Okay? Now that we made a very short review, everybody, or we remember a little bit the vocabulary that we used yesterday, let's start practicing. Everybody, let's move on to our next activity and do your best. Marilyn and Kevin, try to practice and do your best. Let's see. Our first activity, guys, we will see questions one by one. So the first activity, guys, it's about models of necessity, prohibition, and permission. Remember, guys, that in this last class, we learned about prohibition and permission. Now, necessity, guys, was about, I don't remember, 1 week ago, we learned about necessity. But try to use the correct modal verb according with the sentences. Now, my first volunteer is going to be Kevin. Kevin, tell me what is the correct sentence?
Yes, teacher. About only a means, only a point. We studied necessities, only the modal verb and need need to, I guess.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's right. We practice need to. I don't remember if there was another one, but I don't remember, okay? I don't remember if there was another modal verb that we studied, but well, in this opportunity, try to use it according, well, according to the context, okay?
Okay. Uh,
Okay,
at my
read.
school, students only the option
Oh,
or
tell me
the
the complete
sentence,
sentence.
the complete sentence. At
The
my
complete
school,
sentence.
students don't have to wear uniform. We could wear whatever we wanted.
Okay, so your answer is don't have to wear.
Yes,
Okay, let's see. This answer is in present, but the sentence refers to the past. That's not correct, Kevin. As you see in the second sentence, it says we could, so in past, we could wear whatever we wanted. So wanted, it's in past also. Now, don't have to wear, it's incorrect. What do you think is the correct answer?
is that is like passive voice past.
Not really. We are only using a simple past sentence.
Mm, it will be didn't have got to wear
Oh,
option.
look at the two answers, letter A and letter C. Didn't have to wear, sorry, didn't have got to wear or didn't have to wear. Which one is correct for you? A or C?
My at my school, students didn't have to wear uniform. We could wear whatever we want to.
So letter A or letter C?
See, letter
Very
C.
good. Remember that have got is not possible to use it in past, okay? That's something very good. And also we don't use the structure of simple past. Have is kind of an auxiliary, so we say haven't got. Okay, very good job. Didn't have. So that's for you, Kevin. It was amazing. Marilyn, help me with example number 2. What do you think is the correct sentence? Hello, Marilyn.
Hello, teacher. Um, letter A should be
Can you
looking
can you read the complete sentence?
wash out or for that cartini. You should be looking both ways before you step into the street.
Okay, very good. So what is the right answer?
Should be looking.
Okay, watch out for that card, Timmy. You should be looking both ways before you step into the street. Let's see. This answer is not logical. So it's incorrect. Try again. Remember that should is for advice. So it's a suggestion. The person decides if he does it or not. Remember that looking to both ways, it's not optional. It's mandatory. Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer?
Have go to look.
Okay, have got to look. Give me a second. Okay, let me see. Had got to look. Okay, you are correct. That's fine, okay? Remember that it's mandatory, okay? So it's an obligation, but it's also necessary, okay? Because if you don't watch out or you don't look to both ways, you may have an accident. So that's why. Very good. Let's continue. Please, Kevin, help me with number 3.
Okay. When you meet someone for the first time in Canada, you should introduce yourself.
You should.
Yes, we should.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so it's optional, right? So it's not mandatory that you do it, but it's a good practice that you may have. Okay, thank you. Marilyn, number 4.
The signs says no parking. That means you cannot leave in your car here.
Oh, cannot live or cannot be living. What do you think?
Cannot be leaving your car here.
Letter C or
Eh,
letter A?
Letter C.
Letter C. Okay, let's check together. A progressive verb form is incorrect here. Try again. Living is not possible in ing form, okay? So tell me, what is the correct form, Marilyn?
Cannot leave.
Very good. So the sign says no parking. That means you cannot leave your car here. Very good. So you are correct. Clap for you. Thank you. Let's continue now, Kevin. Tell me the next example.
Okay.
So what do you think? There is no hurry. You?
There's no hurry. You don't have to finish the report until Friday or next week.
That's correct. Okay, congratulations, Kevin. You got it very well. So as you see, don't have to. Remember the structure, so we use the sentences in the correct way, the auxiliary in the correct way, or the modal verb in the correct way. In this case, shouldn't have is not possible because of the context. Have to not is not correct at all. Then don't have to be finishing. Finishing is the same, well, follows the same rule as leave is not possible in ing form. So thank you, Kevin. Now, Madeline, what do you think is example number 6?
Life will be so much better if none of us have to work.
Have in present or had in past? Marilyn, B or D?
I think it's V.
B. Let's see. Okay, because would be is used in the result part of this conditional sentence. A present tense verb is not appropriate in the if part. Try again. In more common words, I could tell you that this sentence is part of the second conditional. What is the second conditional, everybody? Imaginary situations. So in imaginary situations, everybody, we use would, and in the sentence, in the if, oops, give me a second. In the if clause, we use a verb in past. So what do you think is the correct answer?
Have to work.
Very good. Okay, so life would be so much better if none of us had to work. That's correct. Okay, clap for you, Marilyn. Actually, the sentence it's kind of difficult because second conditional I don't remember, but it's a topic that we didn't study. Okay, second conditional, guys, is like si yo hiciera, si yo tuviera in Spanish, right? So ese era that we have in Spanish is the second conditional. So life would be so much better if none of us had to work. La vida sería, el would be sería so much better, mejor o mucho mejor si nadie tuviera que trabajar. El tuviera, el had to work es ese tuviera, okay? Now, let's move on, everybody, to our next exercise. Sorry, to our next sentence. Well, we will do it together because of time, everybody. We have to complete some other activities. So right now, let's see. A good sense of humor, it's important. Is important. Even in business. Okay, what is the correct answer? What do you think, Madeline? You don't have to be, you don't not have to be, you don't got to be, or you mustn't be. What is the correct sentence?
Don't have to be.
Okay, you don't have to be serious all the time. Yes, that's correct, Madeline. Claps for you. Thank you. Let's continue, Kevin. Example 8. You a 15% tip after eating in a restaurant in British Columbia. It is expected. It's something that they are waiting for or they are looking for.
Mm,
What do you think, Kevin? You have got to leave, you must have left, you must leave, or you should leave.
I'm going to choose option C. You must leave a 15% tip after eating in a restaurant in British Columbia. It is expected.
Okay, let's check together. Since it is not necessary, remember that must, it's for obligations, it's for necessary things. But in this case, it is not necessary. It is only expected. So they wait or they hope you will do it, but you don't have to. It's not mandatory, it's optional. What do you think is the correct answer, Kevin?
I was doubting between option C and option D.
Okay, so
You,
let's check now in option D. Congratulations, Kevin. You are correct. Okay, you should leave. Okay, it's a good practice that you can do, but it's not mandatory. You have the option to leave the tip or not. Okay, that is kind of different. Here in El Salvador, there are some restaurants in which you have to leave a 10%, a 12% of tip, but well, at least in British Columbia, you don't have to, okay? Well done, guys. Let's check the last two examples. I'm really out of shape. So I am fat, everybody. I going to the gym regularly. So what do you think, Marilyn, what is the correct sentence?
Um, must to must be starting.
Okay. ING and ING together?
No,
Okay, come on.
have
So
to start.
okay, have to start. Letter D, eliminated. Okay, so let's check letter C. Yes, that's correct. So I have to. So it's something that I need. I really need because I am fat. I am really out of shape. Okay, thank you. Let's see the last example. Okay, thank you, Madeline. Kevin, what is the correct sentence? Okay, another example in British Columbia. You cigarettes in British Columbia, unless you are 19 years of age or 19 years old. That is the law. So it's an obligation. It's something mandatory.
you mustn't not buy cigarettes in British
You must
Columbia.
not, you must not
It, it is double not.
double not. So,
Uh,
okay, eliminate letter B. Okay, what is the next possibility? Okay, don't have to buy, shouldn't buy, or cannot buy.
you cannot buy cigarettes in British Columbia unless you are 19 years of age. That is the law.
Very good. Okay, so thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Madeline. You got an 8.3. Okay, you got 83%. So I'm really happy, guys, for your results. I know there were some questions, some sentences that were kind of difficult, but you managed very well with this, okay? Right now, everybody, we will continue practicing. Let me check. Um, let me check the following activity. Okay, just give me a second. Well, we will pass to the next activity then. Okay, guys, because of the time, we have to move to our next activity. Try to work, everybody, and practice the vocabulary that we already studied. In this opportunity, please, let me see. Kevin, can you read the question, please? Give me a second. Okay, can you read the question, please?
What's a good place you like to go to?
Thank you. Okay, listen to the instructions, everybody. Talk about a place in the city you like to visit and mention some information you have to take into account if you want to go there. Mention rules that you have to follow in that place. As you remember, guys, at the beginning of the class, I asked you about places the last place you visited. Right now, you can speak about that place, or you can speak about some places that you like to go very often, okay? In this opportunity, guys, you have to use the modal verbs. Remember, modal verbs to talk about the rules of that place. For example, everybody, I can tell you about an art gallery that is located in Cuscatlan Park. The name of this place is Expositions Room. Let me see. Exposition Hall Salarue. The name of this is Salarue Expositions Hall. You can go there. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay to enter to that art gallery. You only have to register with your name, age, and the place you live. Also, you can take pictures in that place, but you can't take pictures using the flash of your phone. Okay, you can stay there all the time that you want to, and you don't need anything else. You only have to enter and see all the expositions that are in that place. Okay, in this opportunity, guys, I use in most of the examples, guys, I use can, I use have to, and in one example, I use need to, okay? So try to use all the modal verbs that we have studied, and try to tell me about rules that you have to follow in specific places. I mentioned, everybody, you don't have to pay for it, okay? So it's not necessary to pay. Then everybody, I mentioned, you can, so it's permitted, it's allowed, it is allowed. You can take pictures, but a prohibition that they have, everybody, is that you can't take pictures with flash, okay? So no flashing your pictures. Also, guys, another prohibition that they have is that you can't eat inside of the hole. Okay, everybody? Now, please think about one place you like to visit and tell me about rules that you have to follow in that place. Any question about the activity, guys? Question, or no question?
No question.
No questions. Okay, guys,
Um,
if you don't have any question, right now you have 3 minutes to think about the information that you are going to share. Okay, Madeline, you have 3 minutes to speak uh, on your own. Okay, so nobody is going to listen to you, but you can practice for 3 minutes. Kevin, you can practice for 3 minutes, and then Madeline and Kevin, you are going to share. Okay, very good. Everybody, 3 minutes start now. Okay, I will be here. If you need help with vocabulary, you can tell me.
Okay, sure.
Okay, guys, you have the last minute, so 1 more minute. Go ahead.
Okay, teacher, I talk about to the place of cinema and the
Okay.
prohibition of you can do uh, in the cinema. You cannot use the cell phone, and you you allow to speak. You can smoke. You mustn't drop papers on the floor. And the the recommendation that when you see the movies to be quiet, and when the movies are of 3D, you have to give back to the 3D glasses. And when the movie finish, you leave the room when the film finish. And the most important, you have to pay the ticket, and that's all, Peter.
Okay, very good, Marilyn. That's well, the last point was really important. So you have to pay. If not, you cannot watch. You cannot enter to watch the movie. Well done, Marilyn. Thank you for your practice and good recommendations and prohibitions about the cinema. So thank you, Marilyn, for sharing. Kevin, are you ready now to speak?
I was thinking, but can I can think a place where to go in this city.
Oh, come on, Kevin. Okay, try to think about it. Okay, try to think about it and share a place. For example, it could be, well, she mentioned the cinema. She didn't mention a specific cinema. She only say that at the cinema, you have to do some things, you can do some things, and you can't do some others. Okay, so try to think about that. Just one little thing about this, Marilyn, you mentioned, give me a second. Okay, you mentioned that at the cinema, give me a second. What happened? At the cinema, you allowed to, wait, I don't remember what was your example, okay? But remember, Marilyn, we have to use the verb to be. So in this case, you are allowed to, okay? Tell me one sentence using this. You are allowed to.
You are allowed to speak.
You are allowed or you aren't?
You are allowed to
Very
speak.
good. So you aren't allowed to speak. Very good. You aren't allowed to speak. So it's not correct to speak while you are watching a movie. So very good job. Thank you, Marilyn. Remember, be allowed to. So we always use the verb to be according to the subject. Okay. Thank you for your practice. Well, Kevin, are you ready or not yet?
Not yet. I can imagine a place.
Hi, Kevin, come
The
on,
city
okay?
is yeah.
So you don't follow the rules, Kevin. You don't follow the rules. Okay, don't worry about this, Kevin. Just please try to practice the correct use of the modal verbs. Well, tomorrow we will have more time to practice and check some important topics that we studied in this level. But guys, it's almost time to go. I just wanted to tell you thank you guys because you came to the class and you practice as much as possible. Before we go, everybody, I want to tell you something important. First of all, guys, complete all the activities on the platform. That's the homework that we have for today. Complete all the activities on the platform, guys. Remember, on the WhatsApp group, guys, they say that we are going to have the certificates until Thursday. Okay, so on Thursday, you will receive the correct certificates that you had from the level intermediate 2. So please try to complete all the activities. If there is an activity that is in red with an X in red, so that means, guys, that you didn't pass the activity. You have to repeat it until you have a good result. And then everybody, please take the exam from units 1 to 5. Remember that that's the last exam that you will complete on this level. And well, guys, as I mentioned, thank you for your practice. Thank you for coming to the class, and I hope you have a good night. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.
Good
Thank
night.
you, teacher.
Good night. I hope to
Goodbye.
see you tomorrow, guys. Remember that tomorrow we are going to have a review and practice. Okay? Bye-bye.